Hi there, my name is Suzanne Vertinen and I'm the Business Development Consultant and Director at DiscoverChange. And I'm here today with Favour. Hi, Favour.
Hi, Suzanne. Nice to have you here.
Nice to have you today. It's really great to see you. And me and Favour, we've been collaborating in a lot of different business development projects the last couple of years. And I absolutely can't wait today. We're going to have a bit of a, I don't know if interview is the right word, but I'm going to ask you a few questions, a little bit more about you, your journey, what brings you here today, how you created your amazing organization called Talents Brand. So Favour here the last couple of years has been building her business called Talents Brand, and seriously, it is so inspiring to see what you've achieved and how many people you are now supporting to discover and start to pursue their passion and purpose. It's so important in the world we live in now that actually people start to really recognize the potential they have, and you have had such great contribution towards that. And actually how we started a couple of years ago, how me and you met is well, through Facebook. I was actually advertising a course, so a workshop, and at the time, and to provide business mentoring and business coaching, and you took on board one of our sessions, and when we met, we just connected, and we're both very much like go-getters. So I think, it's just great to have you here today, and maybe we can share and you can share some particular strategies with other people to start pursuing their passion, and how actually could they start to discover that identity, because that's a big word, and we'll talk
Yeah,
about that a little bit.
indeed, Susan. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. As Susan has said, we met on Facebook. Why, when I got to the point where I thought, what, I need to do something different with my life. I need to, start earning additional income apart from my 9 to 5 job. I was born into a family of entrepreneurs. All they knew, is trading. And I had my first business at the age of 22, my first retail outlet at the age of 25, before I now moved to the UK. But again, when I got to the UK, it's a new ball game. I started working and I tried so many businesses, but none of them brought joy. And until I now started reflecting, and I thought I needed to do something different. And not long, couple of years ago, I met with Suzanne. I took on this business development program, which was a big turning point for me. And the most important thing there, which kickstart thing, which turned the table around for me, is discovering myself. Discovering my true identity. And I think this is really, really key. As you said, Suzanne, it's a big word indeed. And it's very, very important for a lot of us to start from here. And this word is what brings me to where I am today. I've always wanted as a child to be an accountant, to work in an office, dress nice. That was the only thing that prompted me to go to the university, and I became the first graduate in my family as a result of that. But what I say is that it's not just about going to the university. Yes, I wanted to go to the university because I used to admire people who worked in the bank, who were accountants, but really that is not the value there that I've been driven by. Is not about working in the bank. It's not about me going to the university to study banking and finance. It's not about me becoming a doctor because my parents say so. I think what now came to reality in a couple of years ago is doing things that you really enjoyed.
Yeah.
So
But
when
you know what? Some people say, "Oh, that's naive."
hey,
Some people might say that's not even possible in life. Work is work and fun is fun. So are you saying that you can actually enjoy work?
Yes, you can. And I'm gonna tell you what. So a couple of years ago, when I get to that point where I really realized myself, I've wanted to work in finance, as I said. I found myself working in finance, and I realized that I'm not really a number person. I now have to define what I really want. I want to do things that I enjoy. I found out that I'm more of people's person. I like to talk to people. I like to help people, bring smile on their face, help them solve their problems, which again when you take your time, wherever you are, you can still find joy.
Absolutely.
So I researched more and I realized that even without finance, I can become, business partnering. I can do business partnering where I could support, stakeholders, budget holders to plan their money. And that is what I currently do, apart from having my own business. So out of identifying my true purpose is what brought me to create Talent Brand, because I have this drive to always wanting to help people. I have this energy, and I thought a lot of people, or maybe not a lot, few people need that energy. Few people need that push. Few people need that somebody to say, hey there, you can do it. Come on. Don't allow your barrier or anything to stop you moving forward. Don't allow your childhood or the belief system to put you where you're not. You can do something great for yourself. And I thought that energy, that experience that I have gone through, that others have gone through, I can use that to support a lot of people, especially women. And that is how Talent Brand was born.
That is so inspiring, because it shows that you've had to do a lot of reflection there at the start as well. And when you started to really delve in deeper to your identity, and it was really interesting to see, because you did a complete turnaround of your business idea. Because a lot of the times business or people can pursue businesses that actually they don't see in the long run.
Yeah.
It's not even a lot. So why even bother? Because there's a whole lot of work to build a business. And what then you did is you started to build that business based on your particular values. What brings greatest pleasure to you? And it's interesting that you say that, because what you said earlier is that what kind of person are you really? You weren't that numbers person, but there was a hidden message there when you said you've always wanted to help people and loved helping people. A lot of people have come to you for advice and support in your lifetime.
Yeah.
And that is one key message for a lot of people to see. And what you did is you learned to leverage that and think that, you know what, I'm already helping so many people. I love it. People come to me.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
What about doing something with that? So that's so inspiring with Talents Brand. So actually talking about Talents Brand, so you help people to identify and build on their passion and purpose. So how do you actually do that? What types of services do you deliver?
So basically what we tend to do, to start, we encourage people to go on our website to enjoy the free resources that are there. We have resources they can download on time management, because time management is life management. That is where they need to start from, because I've heard a lot of people give excuses. I don't have time. I have kids. I do this. And, that just pull them in one position, throughout the year and years to come. And so we encourage them to go start with those free resources, learn how to start business. We have tips on how to start their businesses there. And we also have online courses as well. So I have these online courses about self-identity. It's really broadened and it's intense. It gives them from how the system has shaped our thinking, our belief, the things that our parents have put in our head. And honestly, these things, they say it over and over. I don't think you can do this. You can never do that. Nobody has ever done that in this family. And these thoughts, they stay in our head for a very long time, except we consciously, create a new self, a new person. Except we take that decision, honestly, we can be bound for life. And, so this is what we tend to do. So in that course, it exposes those attributes, and we give tools and strategies for people to rebrand themselves, to create new identity for themselves, then to also know the purpose they are in this world, because I think that is also valuable. Except you know your purpose in this world, it's hard for you to create a vision. You can only create a vision based on who you are, what you are meant to be doing. So the self-identity course is another great way to start as well. And we also offer one-to-one coaching program for those who are looking to start a business. They are confused, they don't know what to start. We take them through that journey of self-reflections, self-identity, taking care of that aspect of knowing who they are, because that put them in a good start. And again, we also offer branding for people who already started business. Because again, when you look at branding, people talk about branding a lot. A lot of people think it's about their logo, their color, but really, branding is the perspective that people have of you. It's about you because your personality transfer into your business. So
Absolutely.
we help in this area. Yes, we don't believe in competition because we are our own competitor. Because the moment you have a business, you start thinking, oh, A is doing that, I is doing that. It means you've lost your identity. It means the business you are after, you're not really after what interests you.
Yes.
You're just thinking about other people, not about what you really want to achieve.
Wow, that's so inspiring because I've seen you grow, and I don't want this to come out in the wrong way, but I am very picky who I collaborate with, who I organize workshops with. And, I immediately, when we met for the first time, even though I was in the so-called position of supporting you, but, I immediately was just inspired by you because you never make excuses. And this is one thing. And I don't want it to sound terrible, but to be fair, a lot of people make excuses. You said earlier on, people say, well, I don't have the time. I have to do the kids. I don't have kids. You have 3 children. And you know what? When you've been emailing me the stuff and your website contents and things when we've been talking, and you emailing me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and whereas I'm not suggesting that that's a long-term solution, but you know what that shows?
Oh.
You do what is needed.
Yeah.
And that is what separates, the best from the rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, the results aren't always immediate, but the thing what you've done, you've kept going. You've got 3 kids, and you have often been the sole provider for your 3 children. And you have a full-time job also on the side, but you've still been building your business. And now recently, you've had absolutely fantastic online presence. You're generating a lot of content, and it's so inspiring. And actually, now you started to make online sales.
Yeah.
So everything, all that hard work, and sometimes, entrepreneurship is like that, isn't it? You put a lot of effort in at the start, and you may not see results for a long time, and that's when people quit. But you know what? Everybody can learn so much from you, looking at you and what you are doing and achieving, and take example of you, because that's the best kind of person to listen to and learn from, who they can take example from. Because I see someone coaches say, no, do this, do that, but they don't practice what they preach.
Yeah.
You do, and you are such a powerful speaker and trainer. And when we've organized workshops together, I can just see the impact you have on people. They immediately start identifying their values. And I find it really interesting. I'd love to ask you a little bit more about your identity, because you mentioned about, you've actually done a personality test as well. So when you did that personality test, could you just share what your result is and how have you used that in your business? Because that's really what people.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. And because I do the personality test myself, I do it from different sides, and I encourage our clients to do the same as well, because it's a good starting point. After identifying themselves, they can actually compare, and they can see the reality that, oh, there you go, this is me. I think what I found out is that the moment I saw my result, I came out as consult, and they were judging, and
But not in a bad way, though.
and emotional as well. But what I learned from that is being judging and that using that emotion is, for me personally, I used to be the type that when people come to me for advice, I take it personal. I just take it personal. I just want to go all out there, give myself to them, give everything just take the problem off them, actually. But again, as you've mentioned, I've learned that actually it's not everybody that needs what you have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not everybody who is really ready. So I have to now learn to understand who actually needs my service, who actually can benefit from my service, and I focus all my energy on those. And I think this is a good learning curve for me. And also, another strength is being productive. I'm a productivity expert, and I use that to help other people to shift their mind. That, hey, look at me. I work full time. I'm an entrepreneur. I got 3 kids. What is your excuse? Come on, do something. And a lot of people that I've worked with, they are like, oh, your energy, you're so much got energy. I don't think I can do that. I don't think, and I say, why not? Why not?
That's right.
So this is
Well, and the reason why not, because they indeed, what you said earlier, they are not pursuing what makes them happy.
happy.
And so many times we both have faced it. Well, Suzanne, well, Favour, okay, do what you love. Not every day can be jumping in the air and loving what you. No, not every day can be. But what if most days were? What if the 4 days out of 5 days you went to work, or not even you? When you're in business, you don't even call it work, because it's the purpose behind it. It's the fact that you are giving so much to
values.
people, so much value. Exactly. But it's really, really important that we start, and it's wonderful to see what you're doing and how many people joining your webinars and taking on board your advice to start building business on their passion and on their values. And actually it can happen quite quickly, and actually enjoy the journey.
Indeed.
And that and I know that you don't often want to share what you've achieved, because you said, well, and that's part of who you are. You're not a person who's, well, I've achieved this and that. But I have to say here, that you have been working at even government level, in the sense that you are putting people and businesses together, you are putting referrals and schemes. So there's so much that you're doing that you're not actually even revealing here, that because sometimes we take things for granted that we do. But the way that you've built your business and your brand, you have now been able to connect with people who have access to large sums of money. And no, it's not all about money, but you know what? The more people you help, the more wealth you can access. And what you've created, and you've been asked to create workshops and talks for women to help them overcome barriers. I mean, talk to me a little bit about your talks. What kinds of talks have you been asked to do, and have you done before? What do you talk about in those sessions?
Yeah, actually, I recently have an invitation from a primary school in Harrow in London, where I had to speak to the kids. Honestly, those were my youngest audience. When I received the invitation, I'm like, oh my goodness, where do I start from? Little kids, I hope I can connect. And the feedback, is really, really good. The kids were so engaged. And, in fact, when I was leaving, a lot of them rushed out to me to give me a hug. And when they sent the feedback to me, the principal, the head teacher, and the assistant sent the feedback to me. They were like, the kids are so excited about your teaching, and shared my story and how they can, build confidence in themselves. And because I left them with activities where they could take home and draw an image of themselves and write on the other side who they want to be. And I said that every morning before they leave the house, they should, look at that image of who they want to be in the future, and read, put their name there, what they're going to be doing every day to reach that. That to them, they say, oh, wow, that was amazing. So
I love that. We all should do that, not just children. I'm going to do that now.
I know. And I also had an opportunity to speak at Slovenia a couple of months ago. That was the Slovenia talk was the biggest audience I've ever, engaged with. Over 200 delegates from all over the world. And oh my goodness, the stage looks so massive. But I said, well, you know what? I can do this. I have what it takes. And to be honest, this self-sabotage, self-doubt is a big problem that a lot of us need to, especially a lot of people who are coming up with business ideas need to just do away with. I tell you, I remember when I met with you, Suzanne, I don't know if you can remember, when we're talking about starting talent brand, and I realized that I'm going to be doing a lot of content. I'm going to be speaking. I said, no, don't even go there. I can't do it.
You said to me on the first month as well, I wasn't supposed to be a speaker or trainer. I'm like, yeah, I think you should.
I'm like, English is not my first language. I'm a minority. How is this going to work? Who is going to listen to me? But honestly, it's all lie. It's all lie. There is nothing you cannot achieve when you put your mind there. So during the talk at Slovenia, I mean, one of the talk, we didn't have to use any presentation or anything. And I spoke there. I got all the ladies jump up. They're like, "Ooh, she brought so much energy to the room."
Excellent.
So it was really good. It's inspiring that, while you're giving back to people, your needs are being met as well. And I mean, it's where I also find out that even while I'm speaking, I am learning from myself.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone can resonate with that. While I'm speaking, I'm learning from myself. So I look forward to, speaking engagement, because I know that each time I speak, I learn something new from myself as well,
And you learn from other people and their facial interactions and the way they communicate. And it's so powerful what you're telling me. Literally, I've got goosebumps, because a few months ago you said, never would I do that. And then you go around and you speak internationally, and you got invited to speak in the school. You did not seek for that.
No.
So, and that's another important thing to do, is that when you plant the right seeds and you put the brand out there, the brand has to be there. In order for someone to find you. So many people, they say, well, I'm not making enough sales, it's too hard, but they never put themselves out there.
No, they never.
You kept at it, and you kept thinking, you know what, how do I want to present myself? And it's very powerful how you've done that. And you find that perfect niche, and that's so powerful too, because you're saying, it's for all women. Sometimes it's dangerous to put yourself in a tiny niche, isn't it? Just women over this age or under this age. But what you've done is you've expanded on that. So yes, you're providing support for entrepreneurs and people who want to enter the world of business and leadership. But at the same time, you're going out to schools and events. So your impact is huge. And it's great that you are leading by example to show to others. It's not just business, is not just or finding yourself and building your dream ideal business and your dream lifestyle. It's not an overnight process. But when you take the right steps and you do these things and do the talks and people tell you this was the best thing ever, you are starting to see, wow, when you stepped out of your self-doubt and started sharing, everybody started benefiting. And isn't that exactly the message what you now give to other people?
Yeah, indeed. When you take yourself out of that self-doubt, as you said, because it's like you putting yourself in that position of self-doubt, unbelieving, you're not believing in yourself, you're just tying some other people down from their own growth, because there are tons of people who are looking to benefit from one thing that you have. Honestly,
absolutely.
And every one of us has one thing or the other to give to people.
You're so right.
To realize it, but this is true. We all have one good thing that we can offer to the world.
You're so right. And I love that. And indeed, actually, a lot of the time, the most powerful businesses are simple.
Yes,
indeed. It's a good, simple, powerful product. Somebody could be selling one single course and be really good at that. Or one single product and be, but it's that passion behind it. And you have that passion, what you've done and what you've put behind it. It's that brand that you've created. When you're reading your text and your copy and your post and everything that you've put out there, it is attracting the people that need it. And now of course there's always marketing needed, but now these people are starting to come to you. And it's wonderful to see that all the work that you've put in is really paying off. And so on that note, there might be other people now listening here and all over the world, and maybe, even could share this video to someone who is thinking about it, to give some of your tips. But to get started, you talked about obviously finding that identity, but if you were given like 5, or let's say three tips or ways for someone to get started, or something to how can they start pursuing their passion, and how could you maybe help them too on that note?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that question, Suzanne. That is very, very excellent questions. I think the best place to start, as mentioned, is to identify who they are. That is the basic. So once they identify who they are, then they take responsibility.
That's a tough one though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it's really tough, but honestly, except we take responsibility, we cannot achieve anything. When we continue to see things that are happening to us being the result of our past or our family background or the society, then we don't see solution. All we focus is problems, and we don't want to be in that position. In order for anyone to kickstart their business, once you know who you are, you now have clarity of what kind of business you can excel in using your strengths and your weaknesses as well. A lot of people see weaknesses as a bad thing. No, it's not, because as a matter of fact, you can use your own weaknesses to your own advantage. Just as I have done that, because I tell you what, public speaking used to be one of my weaknesses. No, don't even go there. Don't even go there. But now I now use it to my own advantage. That thing that is going to stop me, I'm going to break that barrier. And that is what I've done. And that is the way we help our clients to break any barriers that could be stopping them from moving forward. So we help them to take that responsibility by breaking any barriers that could stop them from moving forward. And the third thing, once they are able to break that barrier, they start taking responsibility. If, for instance, you're going to work, you miss your train, it's not because the train driver leaves 1 minute early, it's because you didn't plan ahead. It's because you didn't give enough time. So how can I prevent this from happening tomorrow? So we give them strategies to start, putting things in order so that they can achieve their purpose. Once that is done, the third thing is continuous self-development. It's so important. Honestly, I think what have make me this far, what has helped me this far is that I continue to develop myself. I continue to learn new things online. I see importance of having mentor, having coach, taking on online courses. I always show up because the world is changing rapidly. The world is changing. If you want your business to be up there, there's a lot of, when you look at it, anything you're doing, thousands of people are doing it. So how can you scale if you want to continue doing things the same way? How can you scale if what you already know 5 years ago is what you still have on your table? The only way to do that is to continue to develop yourself and always thinking of different ways of doing things. You don't have to be like A or like B. In fact, what actually makes you to stand tall is you bringing that uniqueness into your own business line. And again, that is where I will always refer to knowing your values, knowing your identity, because that stands you out. Nobody can say what you really want to say. If I put a post on Facebook and there is another lady who is doing similar thing like I do, they don't necessarily know what I really have in my heart to say. Only me can say the way I really want to say it, because it's me. It's my passion. It's my value. I'm doing what I'm doing based on my values. And that is why, I will always refer to, whoever is starting a business or career, understand who you are and take it from there.
That's so inspiring. I could just listen to that forever. And that is so important, and building on those values, because only then you can really provide the best for people. Because if you love what you do, you give great service.
Yes, indeed.
And and when you give great service, you get more business. So it all ties in, and it's wonderful to see that you are helping people to let go of some of those barriers. And it's not always easy to be that person, to voice that.
I
So
know.
you know, hats off to you
I know.
to being courageous, because I've sometimes done that, but it's the people who challenge us in a
Yeah.
nice way and in the
I
right way.
I
And that's why
think,
getting the right mentor and
yeah, it's
approaching
very
you
important.
is so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, and I always say this, that it takes someone who has gone through wilderness to take another one through wilderness. I mean, here I am talking to you. I've changed my name all because I wanted to see a change. I changed my name from the name my parents gave to me as a child to something that I think is meaningful to me. So, I mean, when you see somebody, hey, speaking to you, that I've had to go through these steps for me to achieve what I really want to do, you know that honestly, there's no going back. There's no other option than to do the right thing
Yeah.
to get what you really want. It's sometimes tough, but honestly, nothing comes so easy anyway. Nothing.
Absolutely. And like you often say, and I see your inspirational stuff online, you know, the biggest investment in life is you. It's
Yeah,
you. And,
you,
you
it's
know,
you.
everything comes and goes. And yes, it's nice to make money, but you know what? You know, we got to embrace this journey and love what we do. And the more you love what you do and keep learning and evolving, like you say, and your courses are fantastic. There's so many different types of online sessions as well
Thank
you
you.
provide, and that people can definitely now start to get onto, and you can
Yeah.
give a tip in a minute how to get in touch of those. But it's just so important that now people start to take action and remove those limiting beliefs and barriers from their childhood, from their environment. Then, like you said, from the system that isn't designed to necessarily, you know, see yourself as the big leader, as the one with lots of, you know, potential. But you've gone through that journey and you are a living proof of that journey. And you just keep going and taking over more places. And it's just so inspiring that you are really leading by example. And everybody can learn so much from you, and especially how you plan and design. You know, you talk about being effective, and time management is really the key. And this is really, whether you call it time management, energy management, whatever you call it, you just got to get the tasks done. And until those tasks are done,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. And you know, you put that website out and finally finished it, and somebody came and looked at it and asked you to become to be a speaker in their event. So things just happen, isn't it, when
Yeah.
you're ready.
When you're
But
ready.
you are there now to provide people this opportunity to get them ready,
Yeah.
preparing them for this next stage in
Absolutely.
their life when they finally start to embrace their purpose. So if
Mm.
somebody wanted to get in and start on your courses and started to find their identity and purpose, you know, you mentioned obviously about doing that um, personality test, for example, but how could they get in touch with you? You know, where could they go and sign up for one of your sessions or anything?
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Yes, they can join Talent Brand on our website. If they go on the website talentbrand.com, we have the download the free resources there. We
Excellent.
also have a link that will take them to our training platform where they can actually join some free online courses as well. I have Driving Your Own Success. It's a free course. It's about 45 minutes. It's powerful. It will help you to plan your life, to get organized, to know your value, your worth. It's really worth taking. So they can do that. They can also join us on Facebook. Again, it's Talent Brand, and connect with us on Facebook. You know, we share inspirational messages, videos every week. And trust me, and we also have a Facebook group as well where you can connect with like-minded people as well. So, and
Fantastic.
there are also on our website, you could also send a private message if you really want to know further on our one-to-one or any other services that we offer.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, there's nothing in the world more than I would recommend than getting started with your courses. I've seen your powerful talks and workshops, and people are mind blown. And, you know, the journey that you share and the learning lessons, but more importantly, helping people to discover who they are and pursue the life of their dreams.
Yeah.
I don't care how vague that sounds or how pink and fluffy that sounds, but you know what? That is the purpose why we are on this earth, is to
Yeah,
enjoy it,
indeed.
is to embrace this journey.
Yeah.
And also through doing that, giving the best to other people through our businesses.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
And you've been a
Indeed.
true inspiration to me and so many others. And
Thank you,
I thank
Susan.
you so much for taking the time
Thank
to chat
you.
with me today. And let's now go out and help even more people to realize
Yes,
their dreams and
indeed.
passions.
We are ready as much as people are ready to get started with their business, with their career. Even for those who are still working, but they are looking for career change, hey, we are here for you. And honestly, there's no, the best time to start creating your destiny, your life, is now. There's no other time. It is now. Just start now. Just start doing something anyway. And it doesn't matter what kind of business you want to do. It doesn't really matter. Just start one step at a time. Just take that bold step and say, I'm going to start anyway. And that's what we are waiting to hear.
Brilliant. Seriously, Favour, you are absolutely a rock star. And I can't wait for our adventures ahead and how
Yes,
we're gonna work at international level together.
yes, yes,
And
it's
you
going
know,
on well. Yeah.
it's
And
going really
we're
well.
also working together with my local government. I'm working on some projects. I'm putting them together. So, which is also going to include the young adults as well. So watch this space, you know.
Exactly. Well, sky's the limit for you when you've got energy and passion and dedication to help people. But also, of course, people shouldn't just help people without maybe monetizing that. And again, that's where you come on. And that's what people need to start checking out. So make
Yes,
sure
indeed.
to join those sessions that Favour is offering online, because they are very powerful. And Favour, it's been lovely to have you today, and I
Thank you
absolutely
so much,
can't wait to see
Susan.
what's ahead. You
Yeah,
are moving
indeed.
ahead so quickly, but
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you at the top.
well, likewise. Oh, we're traveling there together. Thank you so much, and I will see you again soon, Favour.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right then. Thank you, Susan. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.